Welcome to some Minecraft musings. What am I playing? I've been doing a lot of Fortnite, but I also was able to get quite a bit done here. First, I'll show you. We have uh, Fortune 3 on our pickaxe, so that means that all of these things that I'm harvesting will now yield more units, and I need experience too. So quite a few things to go, and I do have efficiency, but what I want to do is I want to try to combine these two efficiencies to see if I can get an efficiency 6 and then enchant this with an efficiency 6. Now, I'm pretty sure it stops at 5, and I need a bunch of iron to do that because the anvil broke. So, an unfortunate mechanic. I mean, it's kind of cool, but it's kind of annoying, especially with how expensive anvils are. They cost, I want to say, 3 blocks of iron, which is 27 blocks of iron, and then another, I want to say, 4 ingots. So you've got like 31 ingots of iron that you got to get. And if you don't have fortune, then every block of, or every, iron ore that you harvest only drops 1. So it's like, oh, wah, wah. All right, and now let's go across the way. Okay. Oh, I do need torches. Whoops. And I don't think I've gotten any iron. Yeah, I've got 3 flint. So I think what I might need to do is go into a cave, or I know there was a mine shaft somewhere nearby. I want to say it was further down in this. Yeah, it's got to be here because this is where I've been mining. And I did have the good fortune of hitting a mine shaft and finding all sorts of resources as it is. Although, as I say that, I might have depleted the known areas of the mine shaft. Oh yeah, now I'm trying to convince China to legalize cannabis. Sorry, a small aside project, but um, I'm gonna try to add these to the descriptions of these videos. But I was watching a Star Talk. Ooh, here we go, some iron. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll see that we actually got 11. So we got 4 bonus pieces of iron. So that, I mean, it still means we need 20 to get that 31 iron ingots. 20 more iron. So, and we might actually have that now that I say that, because I was about to make a bunch of mine carts, but thankfully I don't think I did. And as long as it's still there, I should at least have. Or wait, no. As I say that, I think I did use up the rest of the iron for rails. Which the good news is I was able to complete the railway all the way to the Nether Fortress. So if we want to go experiment with making the blaze, yeah, the blaze farm, um, we can do that. And I've got most of the first layer done as far as pistons go, but I need to make a bunch of pistons, and I also need a bunch of redstone. I was able to find 32, which I actually left somewhere, um, because I think I need to run. I mean, and this is all without going and looking at Waddles' video, which I might do after this and before my next one. Um, yeah, I've only got a couple of chores that I need to do tonight. And then I will be good to go. And I got a little more work this week, and then a business trip, and then yeah. Oh yeah, and then so I'm following a government XApp account like Mayfang or something. Um, it's she seems like a nice lady. She spreads a bunch of pro-China stuff. As she's a lot like all of our government officials on Twitter or XApp, but her responses and stuff only get, or her posts only get so many responses. So it's kind of easier to get to the front of the line with her posts and to make like my voice heard. I mean, for as much as that's worth. I mean, the best I can hope for is that she'll look at my posts and she'll open the links and go look at the stuff. Um, Worst case, I'm probably wanted in China. So got to stay away from there at least until somebody else is like. And I don't see a lot of that happening. Like from the stuff that I do see, like I'd like to see other people start being like, you know what, that's a good idea. We should do that, or something like that. But in regards to legalizing cannabis, or at least just like decriminalizing. I mean, they don't have to full on legalize it right away, but just to like stop persecuting anybody that uses it. And then it's on them to produce it, supply it, whatever. I mean, because it's all about throughput. Like how much. I mean, and I know there's a big opium crisis in China. There always has been. I mean, and I want to say cannabis has been around in China for 5,000 years or something like that. So it's nothing new. And so I'm surprised that it's taken this long to even. I mean, as far as last I checked, cannabis was still illegal in China. Now imagine if they did legalize cannabis in China. You know how much peace we'd have like tomorrow. I mean, because then America would kind of look bad, like, ooh, we're the inhumane ones that have cannabis that's still illegal in certain areas. I mean, that's kind of embarrassing. So, and it is that peer pressure that, of all things, to introduce peer pressure into world peace. Yeah, because then Russia's got to do it. And once Russia does it, then it's like, well, why are we fighting? I mean, each of the countries is equally like free as far as substance use and substance abuse goes, and the way they handle such things is becoming very similar as well. I mean, we already know that we're working with China in a lot of universities for like energy production, batteries, storage, all that stuff. Like I've found articles that talk about research done between universities in China and universities in America. So I mean, we are cooperating with a lot of stuff. Why not? And they have to. Like, oops. There we go. I mean, Chinese students have been coming to America and smoking bud and like going back and telling their story. And it's not like it's a death penalty if you smoked weed abroad. I mean, when in Rome. Like, I mean, like just like how 18-year-olds from America go to other places to drink legally. I did. I went to Jamaica and I drank legal beer from the bar. And I was excited. I mean, it didn't even matter that I was drinking beer. It's just the fact that I was at the bar ordering stuff that normally I couldn't order back home. Like the same could be said for cannabis, which, Jamaica, I went and hung out with some of the locals and bought some of the local cannabis. And it's funny because they say not to go with the locals, like you might get kidnapped or something. And I was just up front with them. I was like, hey, this is all the money I got on me. Let's go get some bud. Keep some for yourself. Keep a tip. And like I told them that. I was like, make sure you save a little for yourself. That allowed them to be like, it was their call. And I got a trash bag full of weed. I think it was like an ounce, but it didn't matter. I think it was only like $100 too. So, and it wasn't that great. It was kind of it's kind of grungy weed, but whatever. I was in Jamaica, enjoying the local delights. So, and that was I mean, yeah, and I drank too. Drank alcohol, but even hung out with some Canadians and got really wild. Yeah, and some dude from Jersey nicknamed well, I won't say his nickname in case, that ends up being like doxing information, but a firefighter from Jersey. We'll just leave it at that. Yeah, a great place. Like that's basically if you leave the country and go anywhere. I mean, Mexico is very similar. There's a lot of drug use and substance use, things that you wouldn't normally be able to do in America. But at the same time, I did have a friend who got in trouble doing the devil's dandruff, and like he got in trouble, and they made him walk back barefoot to the border. And it was ridiculous. So be careful out there. I mean, and really with cannabis and now magic mushrooms, like it's really not a whole lot to break the law anymore. No real incentive. I mean, like substance use, yeah, sure. And if you're going through a rough time or if you're curious or whatever, not justifying it, like it's illegal for a reason, the other stuff. But at the same time, it's not like a death sentence. Like if you happen to screw up and you go do those things, you're not worthless. Like, and that's the biggest thing that people are driving home now is like, you deserve treatment, you deserve therapy, you deserve assistance. That's what we're doing, and every step of the way too. Like I was posting on the X app, Mason Place again. And for those who don't know, we used to have. It's kind of sad. We did have a theater with it was Midtown Arts Center, and it had some really great plays. And I got to see a few of them before they tore it down. They tore it down and they built Mason Place. Now, I don't know if we have any good theater left up here. I know there's the Buell down in Denver and like and all that stuff. But I actually went and saw Les Miserables, so I knew about the Buell before Lauren Boebert did her thing. And power to her as long as, is what I'd be saying if it wasn't for, like, kids being in the theater. But aside from that, like, that showed some real humanity there, and I'm proud of her. Granted, she could take it to a hotel. I mean, especially if Pee Wee Herman, like, he's getting in trouble for similar stuff, and he was in an adult theater, like, it was just old Pee Wee. Anyways, sorry. It's so messed up. I can see my friends' faces, like, if and when they see this. Like, one of my buddies does watch a lot of these videos, and he just, he doesn't say anything, but, I gotta wonder what he's really thinking. Uh, Between that and the Pope, telling the Pope to, and that's the other thing too. Like, I've been talking more with religious-y people that are more devout Christians, because I'm not really a practicing Christian anymore. I just grew up learning about it, and like, um, talking to people about the gay marriage thing, and they're still against that. But then, like, we have pretty good talks after, like, the initial ugly. Like, one dude, yeah, I was talking about that, or no, that was a while ago. Maybe that was Fortnite during lunchtime. Let's see. What else can I get rid of? Andesite, I don't really care for. Do I have more than? Oof. Well, that's a lot of andesite. Let's get rid of that. But I mean, dirt's gonna be good because I need to expand my melon operation. All right. I don't know. I just think, like, as soon as the world legalizes cannabis and starts and removes the stigma too, to where people don't have to act like walk on eggshells when they're talking about it or worry about getting in trouble, then we're good. We'll have world peace. Like, that is the last straw, because I mean, everybody will join in to rebuild Gaza, rebuild Israel. Like, everybody will. It'll be ugly for a while because a lot of nonsense happened, but we don't need copper. For two lapis, I don't know. Well, it's about time to go back anyway. I need some torches. I usually put them on the left so I remember which way's out. Anyways, yeah, in China and the Pope, if they both said, "Yeah, cannabis is okay. Let's at least experiment with it. Like, let's say it for a while. Let's see how it goes." I mean, because scientifically, and I was just watching a Star Talk on this, it is pretty harmless. I mean, it's still, you need to be careful during the developmental age of about mid 20s to 30s, and that's why, like, any substances, and including alcohol, that was one of the first things they blurted out. Like, other drugs, sure, but alcohol, which is much of the time an overlooked substance that is the most frequently abused because it's so commonly available everywhere you go. I mean, even Dubai, like, you can get drunk in Dubai and wander around. Like, it was pretty much just being like in Denver or Fort Collins. Like, it was awesome, but it was also kind of, I don't know, bittersweet. Like, because you hear these stories about how they haven't had alcohol, or alcohol is still illegal in Saudi Arabia. And I have a lot of friends and family whose lives have been ruined by alcohol, and specifically alcohol, mind you. Not, oh, we got one ingot. Huh, is right. Let's see. Well, and it's coming too. I mean, it's not even like. Actually, wait. Let's put that stuff. That's valuable resources right there. Oh, and let's get torches. I want to say. Yep. Put some here. Uh, Nice. Oh, interesting. I still have a sword with mending. Yeah. Oh, and I almost died. I almost drowned. Um, I was playing a little bit last night, and I noticed that I started drifting off. Oh yeah, and I added light to hopefully, like, help this stuff grow faster. But um, anyway, iron. We need iron. We're gonna have 20 or 21, I think. Oh, all right. Let's do some more. I mean, I'm glad I got Fortune 3 because that really would have just been 7 pieces instead of 11, and every little bit counts or helps. continue this way. Oh, and I like to crouch because then, like, if it opens up into a cave, I don't fall. Because I'm not really paying attention, especially, like, switching back and forth. Like, if I switch from a torch, see, like, right there, I would fall. We just need another, like, at least 10 iron, if we can. Oh, but yeah, sorry, I was saying, like, that diamond pickaxe, like, the little box, even though it turns more opaque as time goes on, like, I still walked over, like, a good 3 or 4 uh, blocks. That could have been holes, could have been a cave. So, and the deeper down we dig, the more we'll run into stuff like the warden area. It'd be really cool to find a warden's, uh, well, a real warden's area. Like you've got, I forget what that stuff's called. And it probably looks different in the city texture pack, or maybe it's the same, I don't know. Because it did come out since then. Oh, but yeah, sorry, and then to circle back to all the stuff. So some more of the religious discussions on XApp. I asked one person that was against the gay marriage approval and saying like, oh, they're not real Catholics, or that's not really Catholicism. I was like, oh yeah, what do you think about cannabis? He's like, I love cannabis, and a lot of Argentina does, but they don't like the gay marriage. And so it's like, okay, I mean, granted, not everybody has to be on board with the gay marriage right away. I mean, it took time in this country. It wasn't until recently that it was even like solidified. I mean, you really can't say it's solidified here. Like, I feel like there's still states where certain homosexual acts are illegal. I don't know, but anyways, it's just like we're not that far ahead. Like, so we don't need to be patting ourselves on the back too much. But at the same time, we're a good model to show that. Well, actually, maybe not in this sense. I was gonna say like cannabis legalization. One of the last arguments against it was because it's been proven by doctors to be beneficial in a health sense. Definitely beneficial as an alternative to alcohol, like just by the statistics of death and injury. And then on top of that, teen pot use has not gone up substantially. It's remained more or less stagnant. And so that's what a lot of people were concerned about. We're like, well, you know, if we legalize cannabis, there's going to be a bunch of pothead teenagers. And like, and that is a concern, but really what's more of a concern is all the teen alcohol use, which you know what's happening. I mean, it's everywhere. And like, granted, it's legal in a lot of other countries, so it's kind of like a weird double standard that way, but making it the forbidden fruit in America just makes it that much worse when people do like go off to college or move out of their parents' house and they start living on their own, and then wham bam, it's like, oh, I can buy like a whole, you know, handle of alcohol and get completely wasted and nobody's going to say anything about it. Like as long as you don't like go break the law or anything or get hurt or oh, whoops. There we go. So I mean, it's just interesting, and like, and we've been okay with this, and I know China's down with the alcohol. Like they have, you know, their own Chinese beer, and they make a lot of money off of it. And it's like, also just realized I wasn't squatting during all this. Hmm. I feel like I'm actually going pretty far up, like negative almost 2,000. Hmm. Come on, iron. Jeez. Ugh. And I might get on some Fortnite too. Like I said, I do have a couple of errands that I could do tomorrow, depending on a couple of things. But yeah, huh? Actually, I don't really care that much about the coal. Alright, and we got about 10 minutes. I think I might jump on some Fortnite. I want to do some more faster paced stuff, but although I have been watching some more Better Call Saul, I'd like to analyze that. I just watched the series finale just a little while ago. Oh, it's just so moving. Like, just how much law can be twisted and manipulated. And even in the best of times, like, it's constantly like a legal battle, like a lot of lawsuits and stuff. And it's like, okay, well, how bad are we going to get punished for basically breaking moral or actual laws, moral codes or genuine laws? Like, yeah. And also the public defender thing. So public defenders are becoming more popular, at least in Fort Collins. But lawyers are just super expensive. Like I know someone who paid 20 grand for two different drug charges, like $20,000, and didn't get any of the money back. Now that was supposed to be a couple of retainers for two cases. So my buddy keeps talking about going and checking on that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. I'll keep you posted. But basically, 20 grand, like that's a good 2 years of college. That's almost half of a degree. And so when we talk about how expensive college is, this buddy of mine is a college graduate and also did a little more college after working towards his master's. So, um, so yeah, I don't know. But the idea that law is so expensive is partly because lawyers are so expensive. Like to get a good lawyer, like it costs a lot of money. Like they have to, they have a lot of debt from their education, and if they didn't come from a wealthy family, and even if they did come from a wealthy family, they're paying off that debt with their fees, and so they're valued at such a higher commodity. So if we were to open up, much like we've done with computer science and technology, like we've widened the field to where anybody can get in on it. Like anybody with a computer and an internet connection, which is why I'm trying to get a bunch of laptops donated out wherever possible. And I should have that red key USB here soon. But either way, like as soon as they start selling them again, which is probably going to be here in a few weeks, um, you're gonna start seeing it all over the world. Like I don't even have to go around and like bring the laptops to parts of the world. Like as long as they buy the red key and then they use it to wipe old computers to better standards than DoD standards used to be. Like oh yeah. So I mean, unless I'm proven wrong. I mean, if there is like an example of when it doesn't actually work, then yeah, by all means leave a comment. But I mean, other than that, I really should. There was a video I was watching of, it was kind of older, it was a few years older, but talking about how there's a lot of free software that'll do the wipe just about as good as you need. There are certain things that a lot of places don't, and like, I'd like to ask his opinion of Red Key and if he's heard of it. So, but I mean, it was suggested to me by a veteran of military intelligence of 20 years that was teaching cybersecurity, and like, and Linus Tech Tips does a wipe. Although I've saw some people, I think in the comments of that video, talking about how it wasn't really a good experiment, but I don't know. I mean, yeah, because I mean, there's so many different places that memory can be stored, like platters, registers, on the disk, in the volatile memory storage. Although volatile, I guess you don't really have to worry about, because as soon as you turn the computer off, that's gone. But or is it really gone? Is it just left and then like until it's overwritten? See, so like it could still exist. I don't know. Either way, that's been the roadblock for donating old computers to people that could use them. And specifically in America, it's people experiencing homelessness, people that got hit with a criminal case or they just lost their job, got layoffs during COVID. Like it really doesn't take much. Almost everybody is within one, maybe two paychecks away from being homeless anyway. So myself included, like if I miss two paychecks, whew, yeah, I'd probably be homeless. Or I'd have to go move in with family. So family or friends. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh wait, I've already been here. I was gonna say caves are good for usually. Not this one, 'cause I've already gotten all the iron out of it. I don't think we've gotten any. Oh, 22, never mind. We're actually good. We could go anvil, efficiency. Yeah, let's do that. Whew. 'Cause yeah, I think that's how much. I mean, it can't cost more than that. 9 ingots for one block of iron makes sense. But that's the most that you can craft of anything is like 9 spaces. So you could have 9 different things for some very intense crafting, but and then maybe 64 of each of those, so 64 times 9 in total. But then you would have uh, 9 divided by 64. How'd that work? Anyways, like if you had 9 ingots and then you had 9 times 64 ingots, you would still only get that many blocks, and it would be relative. So, ooh, yeah, never mind. We got a nice haul. Yeah, almost a stack. Okay, let's go build an anvil, and then we'll see. I still need experience, so I'm gonna need to do some melon farming and pumpkin farming. I still need to get silk touch on my pickaxe. There, just so I don't go falling down if I go back there. I like having lava around. Okay. All right. So now it just looks so cool. And above and then below with all the lights down here. Yeah, this is gonna be a pretty cool place. So I guess let's go ahead and gather up what we can. 25. All right. Yep, blocks of iron. Now, how much does an anvil cost? Yep, 3 blocks of iron and 4 ingots. That's so expensive. Oh, no. Okay, now we can finish it up. Ugh, there we go. Alright, looks like efficiency 5 is the max efficiency. I think it's like 13 to put on my pickaxe. 15. Ooh. But let's see how much is for. Mm, yeah, 15, and I don't know like if that makes it even better. I'd have to do a side-by-side comparison with that. But I do know that once I get some more levels, I'll be able to enchant that. Also, I need to finish that building. I decided the other day that I think I want to make that a dark tower. Like, so for those of you that have read Stephen King's Dark Tower or Gunslinger series, the Dark Tower is a big part of that. Like, it's like a black spire, or well, a dark tower, like however you want to interpret that. Okay. Oh, and that's actually it for this episode. But um, yeah, I'll go ahead and go to sleep, and yeah, I might do some work off camera. Oh, what? You just slid in there. Okay. Oh, you can only sleep at night. That's why. Wait, what? Oh, jeez. That's weird because like they went to bed because I finally got over here, but it was almost daytime, so we stayed up all night. Start seeing shadow people, hallucinations. Oh man, we don't have a lot of pumpkins. Alright, well, anyways, that's about 30 minutes, so ta-ta for now. I will see you in the next one. Maybe I'll try to get some more levels off camera. Alright, ta-ta.